Parshat Shlach is that famous story of the sending out of the spies and the mission that ends in failure with the spies saying that the land is impossible to enter into. If we take a look at the first source, they said, yes, it's a land that's Eretz Avat Calev Udvash that flows with milk and honey. But the people that dwells in the land is powerful. The cities are very greatly fortified. We also saw the offsprings of the giant, and Amalek dwells in the area of the south. There's no way we can go in there. And after they give this report, we have the following pasuk. Perek Yud Gimel pasuk Lamed. Vayahas Calev et Ta'am. Calev silenced the people toward Moshe and said. We have of the spies, we know that two were real tzaddikim who came out with shining colors. Yoshua from Shevet Ephraim and Calev from Shevet Yehuda. And he said, we shall surely ascend and conquer it, for we can surely do it. But the men who had ascended with him said, we cannot ascend to that people, for it's too strong for us. And they brought forth to the children of Israel evil report in the land that they had spied out, etc., etc. And the people listen to the report of the spies. They don't listen to the report of Calev. And we know the unfortunate consequences, the people in the desert for 40 years, and the entire generation is wiped out. With the exception, aside from Shevet Levi and the women, with the exception of two individuals. And we have in source 2 later on, if they will see the land that I've sworn to give their forefathers, and all who anger me shall not see it. But my servant Calev, of the Calev, because a different spirit was with him, and he followed me wholeheartedly, I shall bring him to the land to which he came, and his offspring shall possess it. And later in the parsha we have that both Yoshua and Calev are promised to enter into Eretz Yisrael. Question I'd like to raise is a very basic question, or a number of basic questions, that will allow us to get an insight perhaps into the personality of Calev and into the dynamics of what he said. The first question, which is found in source number 2, when we take a look at the story on a superficial level, we don't seem to find any gain that Calev gained from his words. All right, he was able to quiet the people for a moment, but after that, they just went right back to where they had started from, and again, deterred the people from entering the land. So what was the greatness of what Calev did? In fact, it doesn't seem like he did anything of much. This question is really connected to our next question, which is in 4b. Why is Calev called Avdi Calev? Why is Calev given this high honor? Very few people are given this honor of being called an Eved Hashem, a servant of Hashem. Why is Calev given this appellation of Avdi Calev? Madu Yoshua lo nikra Avhu Eved Hashem Samida. How come Yoshua is not given the same title of the Yoshua? And further, we need to understand, as our third question, which is all interlinked, why is it that Yoshua is silent here, but Calev is the one who silences the people? We would have expected that it says that Vayahas is silent, Calev and Yoshua Ta'am, the people. Why was it specifically Calev who silenced the people and not Yoshua? Where is Yoshua in this whole story? So I'd like to try to do is the following. To answer this last question first, where was Yoshua on 2 levels? Then I'd like to try to answer, well, what in fact did Calev accomplish on 2 levels? Then I'd like to try to understand what is Avdi Calev about on 2 levels. And we will really see that all 6 levels are contingent on one main idea. And we'll try to wrap all of them up. And then after we've looked at, so to speak, these 6 aspects on the first level, we'll then look at the personality of Calev as well as Yoshua on a much deeper level and have a different sense of what's going on in this story and a deeper sense of the story of the meraglim. So let's begin. What was it that Calev actually said to the people? So he said, we shall surely ascend and conquer it, for we can surely do it. On this, Rav Shur and Alekach Valipov in source number 6 notes the following. He says, V'yesh lomar b'derech havoda, ki Calev amar lahem. Calev is really teaching them as well as us something fundamental in our avodas Hashem. Ki av im nirim hazmanim kashim ma'od, even if situations look very difficult, and you looks like the midas hadin is roaring against you, and this is what the Arizal points out on the last letters of Na'aleh. V'yarashnu ota ki spells out hey vav hey yud, which is a yud k vav k backwards, which is the combination. We know every month of the year is a different combination of God's name. That's the month of Tammuz, which is near Parshat Shlach, because the month of Tammuz is a month of din. It's a month